Salt is the one ingredient almost nobody ever thinks to question, yet independent laboratories keep finding the same uncomfortable things inside it: arsenic, aluminum, lead, and microplastics. Before we scare anyone, here is the honest frame for this whole video. In the largest consumer test, an EPA-certified lab tested 23 salt products and found detectable arsenic in 100% of them, 74% of them over 10 parts per billion, plus aluminum in 78%, yet not one required a California Proposition 65 warning by serving size. So the issue is contamination worth knowing about, not instant poison. Today we look at 9 popular salts and the toxins testing has actually found in them, from arsenic and lead to microplastics, and only 2 pass cleanly. Before we start, hit like and subscribe. Let's get into it. 1. Coarse Himalayan pink salt. We start with the biggest surprise, because pink Himalayan salt is marketed as the purest, most natural, most mineral-rich salt on Earth. The testing tells a different story. A 2023 peer-reviewed study that examined table salt, black salt, sea salt, iodized salt, rock salt, and both fine and coarse Himalayan pink salt found that coarse Himalayan pink salt carried the single highest microplastics load of every single type tested. It does not stop at plastic. A 2020 study found that one pink salt sample contained a level of lead above 2 milligrams per kilogram, exceeding the maximum contaminant level set by Food Standards Australia, New Zealand, and pink salt is also frequently sold without added iodine, quietly removing a nutrient plain table salt provides. The very thing pink salt is sold on, that it is an ancient, unrefined, hand-mined rock full of extra minerals, is exactly why it can carry extra metals and, through open air handling, extra plastic. So while pink Himalayan salt is marketed as the clean, premium upgrade over ordinary salt, that testing quietly raises a question the rosy color is designed to prevent. When the salt sold as the purest of all carries the heaviest plastic load and is tested over a national lead limit, what exactly are those pretty pink crystals really bringing to your table? It is worth being precise about why this happens, because pink salt is not uniquely evil, it is uniquely unprocessed. Marketers sell the dozens of trace minerals as a benefit, but minerals and metals come from the same place, the rock, and the same lack of refining that preserves the good ones or preserves the unwanted ones. The pink color itself comes from iron oxide, essentially rust. None of that makes a pinch dangerous, but it does mean the health halo around pink salt is largely marketing, and on the measured contaminants, it tends to do worse, not better, than the plain salt it replaced. 2. Redmond Real Salt. Redmond Real Salt is one of the most trusted names in the natural food world, an unrefined, ancient sea salt mined in Utah and marketed heavily on purity. That reputation is exactly why its third-party results matter. In July 2024, independent laboratory testing commissioned by the consumer safety researcher known as Lead Safe Mama reported that independent laboratory testing showed Redmond Real Salt testing positive for what the report described as unsafe levels of both lead and the metalloid arsenic, 2 of the contaminants buyers pay a premium to avoid. The finding is significant precisely because of the brand's premium, health-focused positioning, the kind of product bought specifically by health-conscious people trying hardest to avoid exactly these contaminants. As with every entry here, the levels involved are about long-term cumulative exposure rather than a single deadly dose, and Redmond disputes alarmist framing of trace minerals. But an independent lab flagging both lead and arsenic in a salt sold on its purity quietly raises a question the natural branding is designed to prevent. When the product marketed most aggressively on being clean and ancient is the one an independent tester flags for lead and arsenic, how much is that whole purity story actually worth to you at the shaker? To be fair to Redmond, the company points out that the trace minerals in an unrefined salt are part of what it sells, and that naturally occurring elements in tiny amounts are not the same as deliberate adulteration. That is a reasonable point, and no one is claiming a single meal is harmful. But the entire premise customers pay extra for is that this salt is cleaner and more natural. So an independent lab reporting lead and arsenic is exactly the kind of information a careful shopper deserves to weigh against the marketing. 3. Jacobsen Italian Fine Sea Salt. Jacobsen Salt Company is a celebrated American gourmet brand, and its imported Italian fine sea salt, harvested in Trapani, Italy, sells at a genuine premium. In September 2024, third-party laboratory testing reported by Lead Safe Mama found that this Jacobsen Italian fine sea salt tested positive for lead. This is a textbook lesson that imported and gourmet does not mean cleaner. Sea salt is made by evaporating seawater, which means whatever pollution, including heavy metals from industrial and agricultural runoff, is in that water can concentrate in the crystals left behind. A beautiful provenance and a high price tell you about marketing and terroir, not about what an accredited lab finds in the crystals. So while Jacobsen's Italian sea salt is sold as an artisanal, high-end finishing salt, that lead result quietly raises a question the gourmet pedigree is designed to prevent. When a premium imported sea salt tests positive for lead, while a plain supermarket salt does not, what exactly is that premium really buying you, beyond the romantic story of where it came from? The pattern across the premium sea salts is becoming the real story of this video. Provenance is sold as proof of purity, but evaporated seawater carries whatever was in that water. Trapani has produced salt for centuries, which is a wonderful heritage and tells you nothing about modern industrial and agricultural runoff in the Mediterranean. The lab report is the only thing that actually answers the purity question, and here it came back with lead, regardless of how lovely the origin sounds. 4. Saltwerk Icelandic flaky sea salt. Saltwerk is a high-end Icelandic flaky sea salt marketed on one of the cleanest origin stories in the business. Hand-harvested in remote Iceland using 100% geothermal energy, about as pristine as branding gets. Yet in August 2024, third-party laboratory testing reported by Lead Safe Mama found that Saltwerk's hand-harvested flaky white sea salt tested positive for arsenic. The lesson repeats and deepens. Even a salt from one of the most remote, least industrialized corners of the planet is not automatically free of heavy metals, because arsenic occurs naturally in seawater and concentrates as the water evaporates. Pristine scenery on the package does not equal a non-detect on the lab report. So while Saltwerk is sold on an almost untouchable image of Arctic purity, that arsenic result quietly raises a question the pristine branding is designed to prevent. When salt from the edge of the Arctic still tests positive for arsenic, is any sea salt's purity really something you can read off a beautiful label instead of an accredited lab report? This entry is almost the perfect experiment, because if any sea salt should be clean, it is one hand harvested with geothermal energy at the edge of the Arctic. The fact that it still tested positive for arsenic shows that the problem is not primarily local pollution that a remote location can escape, but that arsenic is naturally present in seawater everywhere and concentrates whenever that water is evaporated into salt. Remoteness helps with some contaminants, but it cannot rewrite the basic chemistry of what evaporating seawater leaves behind. 5. Generic fine sea salt. Beyond the premium names, ordinary fine sea salt, the everyday kind sold under countless store and national brands, sits squarely in the contamination data. In the Momavation investigation, where an EPA-certified lab tested 23 salt products, arsenic was detected in 100% of them, with 74% carrying more than 10 parts per billion, and aluminum showed up in 78%. Sea salt as a category is the most exposed to two of the problems in this video at once. It concentrates whatever heavy metals are in the source seawater, and because so much of the world's microplastic pollution ends up in the ocean, sea salt is a recognized indicator of seawater plastic contamination. Studies have estimated that the overwhelming majority of table and sea salt worldwide contains microplastics, with one widely cited review putting the figure near 90% of table salt and another at roughly 94% of salt brands tested globally. So while fine sea salt is treated as the wholesome, natural alternative to processed table salt, that category-wide contamination quietly raises a question the natural label is designed to prevent. When the ocean it comes from is the same ocean we have filled with plastic and runoff, why would the salt left behind be any cleaner than the water? The practical takeaway is not to panic over a category that includes thousands of products, but to drop the assumption that sea salt is automatically the wholesome choice. On the measured data, plain sea salt sits right in the middle of the contamination range, carrying both the heavy metals of its source water and, very often, microplastics. If the reason you switched to sea salt was health, the testing simply does not support paying more for it over a cleaner refined salt, and in many head-to-head comparisons, the plain refined option came out ahead on the actual measured contaminants. 6. Iodized table salt. Standard iodized table salt is the opposite of premium, but it earns its place for two honest reasons. One in each direction. On the toxin side, it is not exempt. Testing finds microplastics in table salt too, with one 2024 study of 21 brands detecting up to 33 microplastic particles per kilogram across the 4 different polymer types, including polyethylene and PET. But here is the honest counterweight this channel insists on. Table salt is also the most refined, which can strip out some contaminants, and crucially, its added iodine prevents iodine deficiency disorders, a genuine and serious public health benefit that the fashionable pink and sea salts often lack. Some microplastic contamination in table salt is also introduced during processing and anti-caking additives, not just from the source. So while table salt is dismissed as the cheap, old-fashioned, less healthy choice, the real picture quietly raises a question. The wellness marketing for fancier salts is designed to prevent. When the plain iodized salt your doctor quietly prefers carries microplastics, but also delivers essential iodine the trendy salts do not, which one is actually the careful choice? This is the entry where the channel has to push back on its own genre, because the anti-table salt trend has a real public health cost. Iodized salt was one of the most successful public health measures of the 20th century, all but eliminating the iodine deficiency disorders that once caused goiter and developmental harm. As shoppers switched to fashionable non-iodized pink and sea salts, public health researchers began warning that iodine intake could quietly slip in some groups. So the honest scorecard on table salt is mixed, not simply bad. Real microplastic exposure on one side, a genuine and important nutrient on the other. 7. Black salt, kala namak. Black salt, or kala namak, is a rock salt prized in South Asian cooking and increasingly in plant-based diets for its distinctive sulfurous, egg-like flavor. It lands on this list because terrestrial Industrial rock salts, like it, carry a specific documented pattern in the microplastics research. A 2023 study found that microplastic contamination was actually higher in terrestrial salts, such as black salt and Himalayan salt, than in marine salt in its sampling, an important counter to the assumption that only sea salt has a plastic problem. The mineral impurities that give black salt its color and aroma are also a reminder that it is an unrefined product carrying whatever the source rock and processing contribute. So while black salt is sold as an exotic, traditional, characterful specialty, the contamination pattern quietly raises a question its ancient image is designed to prevent. When even a rock salt mined from the earth can carry more microplastic than salt from the sea, is any unrefined salt truly as untouched as its story suggests? The deeper point black salt illustrates is that unrefined and natural, the two words almost every premium salt is sold on, are precisely the qualities that correlate with more contamination, not less. Refining is the step that removes impurities. So by definition, a salt prize for skipping it keeps more of whatever was in the source. That does not make black salt unusable, especially since most people use it sparingly for flavor, but it does turn the usual marketing logic upside down. Here, less processing means more of the things you were trying to avoid. In practice, black salt is usually used in small finishing amounts for its flavor rather than as an everyday cooking salt, which meaningfully limits the exposure. That is the honest mitigating factor worth stating. A salt used by the pinch for a specific dish is a very different exposure than a salt you cook with 3 times a day. The takeaway is not to fear kala namak, but to recognize that its unrefined, characterful nature is the same thing that carries the contamination, and to treat it as the occasional specialty it really is. 8. Gray sea salt, sel gris. Gray sea salt, the moist French sel gris harvested from clay-lined salt ponds, is a darling of gourmet kitchens, prized for its minerality and the very gray tint that comes from the clay it is raked from. That clay contact is exactly the concern, because sel gris is unrefined and draws its color and minerals directly from sediment and clay at the bottom of evaporation ponds. It can pick up heavy metals bound in that sediment, the same way other unrefined sea salts concentrate whatever is in their environment, only here with even more direct sediment contact than most. The momivation testing that found arsenic in 100% of salts and aluminum in most included exactly these kinds of natural, unrefined sea salts. So while gray sea salt is sold as the sophisticated, mineral-rich connoisseur's choice, that sediment contact quietly raises a question the gourmet reputation is designed to prevent. When the clay that gives the salt its prized color and minerals is also where heavy metals settle, are you buying the extra minerals you were promised or extra heavy metals wearing the same fashionable gray coat? Sel gris is the clearest example of a quality that is simultaneously the selling point and the risk. Connoisseurs prize it precisely because it is moist, unwashed, and full of the minerals it picks up from the clay. That is the whole appeal. But the clay and sediment at the bottom of an evaporation pond is also exactly where heavy metals tend to settle and bind. You genuinely cannot separate the romantic version of this salt from the contamination version because they come from the very same source, maximum contact with natural sediment. 9. Flavored and specialty finishing salts. The final entry on the tested and failed side is the booming category of flavored and specialty finishing salts, the smoked, the truffle, the wine-infused, and the rose and bamboo and lava-colored blends. These start from a base sea or rock salt that already carries the contamination patterns above, then add extra ingredients and extra handling on top. Every additional ingredient and processing step is another opportunity to introduce contaminants, and the added flavorings and colorings can mask the appearance and taste that might otherwise hint a base salt is low quality. You are also typically paying the highest price per ounce in the entire salt aisle for the least transparency about the underlying salt. So while specialty finishing salts are sold as the luxurious, chef-approved final flourish, that stacked complexity quietly raises a question the gourmet packaging is designed to prevent. When you cannot see the quality of the base salt under the smoke, the color, and the price, how much of what you are paying for is flavor, and how much is simply not being able to look? The cleanest way to think about this category is to separate the flavor from the salt. If you love smoked or truffle notes, you can add those through actual smoked or truffle ingredients on top of a salt you have chosen for being clean, rather than buying a mystery blend and trusting that its hidden base salt was the good kind. Flavor is something you can control and verify. The base salt under an opaque specialty blend is not, and you are paying the most for the least information about it. There is also a simple economic point worth making plainly. Specialty finishing salts are frequently the most expensive salt you can buy by weight, and they layer flavorings, colorings, and marketing on top of a base salt whose origin and testing are rarely disclosed at all. You are paying a premium for opacity. If the base salt underneath were genuinely the cleanest available, that would be one thing, but nothing about a smoked or truffle or wine-colored blend tells you it started from a non-detect salt rather than a bargain one dressed up. So after 9 salts carrying detectable arsenic, aluminum, lead, or microplastics, what actually passes? 2 products earned it on the strength of genuine third-party, non-detect results, each with one honest disclosure. Passed. Number 1, Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt, the The single strongest performer in independent testing is an ordinary, inexpensive box you have seen in every grocery store: Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt. In the third-party data compiled by Lead Safe Mama and Ruin Living, Diamond Crystal Kosher Salt was the only product to return non-detect results across multiple independent testing rounds and across all the heavy metals tested, the cleanest and most consistent record of the entire comparison. There is a satisfying irony here. The salt that beat every premium pink, gray, and artisanal sea salt is a cheap box of kosher salt beloved by professional chefs for its light, easy-to-pinch texture and consistent dissolve. One honest disclosure: non-detect means the contaminant fell below the laboratory's limit of detection, which is not the same as a guarantee of absolute zero, and results can vary by batch over time. Diamond Crystal is also not iodized, so if it becomes your only salt, you will need to get iodine from other foods such as seafood, dairy, or eggs. But on the actual question of this video, measured toxins, it is the most consistently clean salt tested, at a fraction of the price of the brands that failed. There is a broader lesson hiding in this result that is worth saying out loud. The single cleanest salt in the entire comparison is not exotic, not ancient, not hand-harvested, and not expensive. It is a plain box of refined kosher salt. That is the opposite of everything the premium salt industry trains shoppers to believe, and it is a near-perfect illustration of this channel's recurring theme. Refining, the very thing wellness marketing treats as a dirty word, is often exactly the step that removes the contaminants you were most worried about in the first place. Pass number 2, Maldon Sea Salt Flakes. The second salt to pass is Maldon Sea Salt Flakes, the famous English flaky finishing salt. In a March 2025 third-party retest reported by Lead Safe Mama, Maldon Sea Salt Flakes returned non-detect results for the heavy metals tested, a genuinely clean result for a sea salt in a field where most of its premium peers, despite higher prices and prettier origin stories, did not manage one. That makes Maldon a rare premium sea salt that earns its reputation on the lab report and not just the label. One honest disclosure, and it is a real one. Unlike Diamond Crystal, Maldon has so far been reported clean in a single testing round rather than across multiple rounds, so its record, while genuinely good, is thinner than Diamond Crystal's repeated non-detects. As a sea salt, it remains subject to the same ocean it comes from, batch to batch. But on the testing available, Maldon is the one premium finishing salt that actually backed up its name, which is exactly why it passes where the others did not. If you want a flaky finishing salt for the top of a dish, where texture and a clean crunch matter, Maldon is the evidence-backed pick, and pairing it with Diamond Crystal for everyday cooking covers both jobs with the two cleanest options tested. The honest caveat remains that one clean round is not the same as Diamond Crystal's repeated non-detects, so if you want the single most proven choice, the plain kosher box still wins. But between them, these two cover a careful kitchen without paying for a pink or gray salt that tested worse, which means the decision, as always, is about information, not fear. Information. Here is the honest balance to carry out of this video. Every salt on Earth carries traces of something, because salt ultimately comes from oceans we have polluted and rock we have mined and blasted. Pretending your salt is killing you would be its own kind of fear bait. The genuinely useful takeaways are simpler than the marketing on either side. The expensive, unrefined, prettiest salts, the pink, the gray, the artisanal sea, and the specialty blends are often the very ones that test worst, because unrefined means they keep whatever the environment put in them. The plain, refined options tested among the cleanest, with Diamond Crystal Kosher the clear standout and Maldon the best of the sea salts by a wide margin. And whatever salt you choose, you still need iodine from somewhere. So do not abandon iodized salt without a deliberate plan to replace that iodine from seafood, dairy, eggs, or a supplement, because the deficiency it prevents is a real and serious condition. If this gave you something to think about, go ahead and like it. It helps this reach the people who need to see it. Share it with someone who switched to fancy pink or sea salt years ago, paying several times more, believing it was the pure, healthy choice. And if you want more videos that pull apart what is really behind the everyday products most people never question, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the more clearly you understand how these decisions actually get made, the better the decisions you get to make for yourself. We will see you in the next one.